Hey everyone, welcome to the next edition of Genesa ThoughtLab podcast. We had I didn't actually. Tanner had more of an opportunity to sit down with SkiiTour for this episode. I was back home in Pennsylvania.
Yep. We had Lindsay Dunlop. You might recognize her from one of the last podcasts that we did with Vi and Lindsay as our co-host. She came in. She definitely slayed it. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff, everything from like 360 cameras to where SkiiTour began, where it's going. It was really fun. It was super cool just catching them before their show, which was a pretty awesome sold-out show. I think it was one of the last big shows at 10 before it shut down. So
I wish.
That was kind of the end of that chapter. But I hope you enjoy. This one was super fun. See you guys later.
Bye.
Oh goodness.
Mic drop.
All right. Clap. Hit play.
Don't knock anything over. Jeez.
All right. We are live, I guess.
Nice.
Hello.
Welcome to the thusly named Genesa ThoughtLab podcast. I think that's the name we're rolling with.
Nice.
That's a good name.
I'm Tanner. This is our guest co-host, Lindsay, the Raven.
Hello.
And we have the wonderful, incredible local heroes, SkiiTour, with us. How are you guys?
Doing good, thank you. How far do you have to lean in? I think you'd be alright leaning like there.
Just
Yeah.
get some duct tape and strap
Get
it
right
your
in
neck.
there,
Yeah,
like-
Just right in there. Sexual speak.
No, they pick up actually pretty good from, like, even when you're
back
leaning
there.
back. You get a little reverb if you're too far away, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are playing tonight. It's too bad we can't really release it as a plug, because you guys are playing in a matter of hours.
Well, last year we played Calgary, I think 5 times, so maybe by the time you release it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
just
we'll be
use it
playing
for
in
the
a
next
couple of
one.
weeks. Catch our next show.
Yeah, you guys
It's a
have been
good
playing a
follow-up.
lot.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the fact, like, Shambhala this year, I think I was walking up to Meta Camp to go grab some friends, and, like, every second or third person that was walking the other direction was dressed in snow gear. And it was just, like, the way that the community's transformed, like, it's a gimmick, but it's fun.
You guys are
Yeah,
a
it's
phenomenon.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not just an artist to go see. Like, it's like, oh, it's SkiiTour. Okay, sweet. Better grab all the bright things I have and put them on and run right over and make sure I'm there on time.
Be really sweaty.
Yeah.
How many
It'd be really sweet.
How many different outfits you guys have? Or do you guys perform in the same?
We have, like, now we're down to vests, because for a
Yeah.
while we were rocking full snowsuits. and
Just
that got
sweating like
too much.
Smelly.
Yeah. Rolly will.
I'd never washed any of them. And they're just like nasty. And then a friend gave me
shelf
one. And he's like, dude, I've got this like kind of like a shell one piece that all the inside's been ripped out. And I was like, that's what I need. I think I had it for like the one before this one. And 2000, and it was the best, but it had like full crutch ripped out. Half the leg was like ripped. And it was
Oh, that's
nice,
awesome.
but it was still just like wearing a raincoat.
Yeah.
Where do you find most of your outfits? Do you go thrift store shopping for them?
Well, people, like, because we wear vests mostly now, and people actually have given us a lot of vests. Yeah, and
Donations.
Yeah.
It's like throwing panties on stage.
yeah.
Throwing
So
extra snow
it is.
gear.
Actually, my one vest I wear the most. Someone
Yeah.
I got it here in Calgary. A dude had made
Sweet.
a crest on the back.
At the Republic show.
At the Republic show, yeah, first time we
nice.
played here, and yeah, it's my favorite because it's super thin. It doesn't get too sweaty, but we do
Nice.
have a collection.
Yeah, I can imagine. That was the first. I was gonna ask you guys, like, how do you not just overheat wearing all that
Oh,
stuff?
it's super gnarly. I had this really funny one. I think the one that's in this one, and it's
Yeah.
like we were in New Zealand last year, and someone like tagged. There's like a Facebook group called Whistler Buy and Sell.
Yeah.
Some people just sell their stuff on there, and someone like tagged me in this post, and it was like a brand new like Billabong vest, like outrageous colors, and they're like, "Dude, you got to get this." And I was like, whoever tagged me, and I'm like, "Hey, I'll transfer you some money if you can go get this for me. This will be great." And he did, and I was like, "Sweet." So, but it's like a new technology, so it's like really, really, really warm.
Yeah.
It's like down. It's like my lower back just
Drips.
drips down to my
Do the old
ass and then
Flanders special and give it some speed holes.
I felt like I should have just ripped all the down out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like an inside of a coat. It's got this like zip that goes all the way around the hood, so it's like if
Like
you
a
zip-
mummy.
Yeah.
So like half the gear you guys pack when you go to perform is snow gear.
Yeah, we wrap our equipment in all our vests.
Nice. And
my
I imagine the name was born from using touring to go hit the ski hills as well.
No,
No?
that was Timothy Wisdom named us.
Oh no.
Yeah, he'd been bugging us to change our name because we had a really stupid name before.
What
Or a
was it?
real boring name. It wasn't boring. It was like my last name and his DJ name.
That was Livingstone.
Livingstone
Kenosis.
Kenosis.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
I don't know.
yeah, it's we just did like kind of bootleggy things and
Yeah.
first it was quite good because
Yeah.
we're not really attached to that anymore.
Yeah, it was sweet because we just learned how to start producing. We produced under that name for a few years, and then
Yeah.
when our production was finally getting to a point where we actually think it's still okay.
Yeah.
So how has your style evolved since changing from that previous name to SkiiTour? Because you guys are obviously very iconic now, right?
Yeah,
It's feel good
We
music.
did-
I love it.
yeah, we
The sets you guys
never
play.
toured before. Like nothing because we played Shambhala as Livingstone and Kenosis the one year, and we were making mostly I guess funky breaks and
Yeah.
bootleg based
Yeah.
stuff, and then with SkiiTour I think we've gone more in a lot more house direction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot more house. Yeah, which is awesome fun.
yeah.
It'll probably evolve as well, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just go where it takes you.
we try and we purposely like we don't want to be pigeonholed into a genre.
Yeah.
So like all our sets we play everything because there's too much good music and we get bored. Like there's so many good songs.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone. That's what
Yeah.
I
So
noticed
many
in your
good
sets. There's a
songs.
lot of house, but there's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
funky, like upbeat, and then every once in a while you interject with like a grungier,
Yeah.
kind of like ride the floor, like super, like really really fun style, which is really awesome. It's fun to see that. Like everybody seems to love it, which is, I think,
Yeah,
pretty
the
indicative
amphitheater
of
this year.
success.
The amp was
Yeah.
good this year. Sela and her friend were doing the hoop performance on stage while you guys were
Oh,
performing.
nice.
That was
That was awesome.
And then of course, yeah, we were talking earlier about the 360-degree camera,
Yeah.
which I've got it on the playlist here in the video. It'll come up, and I guess once it comes up, we could just like hit the mouse and
Yeah,
screw
wiggle
around.
around.
Have you tried them on your phone?
Yeah.
Have you tried them? The 360, you can just like hold your phone up and you can look
Spin
around like
around.
this, and
What?
it
And
actually
you look around
You can
the-
look around the crowd.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Best.
crazy.
I know.
Staring at one
That's
person.
And
weird.
you say it was only 8 cameras?
Yeah, I think it was like 8, and it was just like, yeah, it was on like a pole, and then there was like
Yeah.
a long, like they were like that long, like I don't know, foot long,
Yeah.
and then yeah, there was like a GoPro on the end of it, like 8 of them, all on a big circle.
And it was
Yeah.
using GoPros?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I guess, yeah, with the wide angle, it catches everything around
Everything.
it.
yeah. So yeah, it was
It
pretty
almost-
cool. And then I
It'd be
forgot all
sweet
about
if
it.
there was one in the crowd. Like the GoPro kind of makes everything look small,
Yeah.
which I don't know if there's a way around that technology, but it'd be sweet if you could like see 360 and then zoom in. Like I don't know.
Oh,
that'd be
like
even better.
change the focal, like the,
Yeah, yeah,
the
just
aperture.
like, yeah,
That would be cool.
That's
yeah.
next level. That's like next year,
yeah. Next year.
2017 stuff.
Man, the way that technology is advancing, it'll probably be like next month.
Yeah, most likely.
That's crazy.
I hope to see them around more though. I like the fact with the 3D camera, the 3D videos, you can look straight down and you can usually see the fucking guy holding the pole.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like kind of looking up and checking his camera.
Something that's been coming out for a couple of years and I've been waiting for it. It's a ball with cameras all around it, and you throw it up into the air, and when it hits the apex, it takes a snapshot of every direction, and then like you catch it again.
Oh,
And so
Oh,
I've
wow.
been waiting for that for a couple of years to come out. I really
nice.
That would be nuts.
That sounds
Whoa.
fantastic.
What's that called? Ball cam.
I'm sure it wouldn't be
Yeah.
marketed very well with
Sphere.
that.
Sold.
Camera.
Oh my goodness.
They did have that. You could zoom way in on certain things. It was really high resolution. It was really cool.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Sweet. It's the people listening to this podcast are not going to hear a word you say.
Ball cam. That's all you need
Ball
to know.
cam.
Oh,
cam.
yeah. Look it up.
Yeah.
So what are you guys digging right now in terms of music? Like what's your jam? What's your like a new artist that you're crushing on?
Oh man.
We got a big bone for Chris Lake right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he used to make
Chris
some.
Lake.
I played with him in Whistler a few years ago, and he was making
It's house, right?
yeah house, but more like clubby, like Ministry of Sound style stuff. But lately, he's just been like
Yeah,
Get
it's
some
like, oh, man,
grimy.
we need this song. And it was like, oh, we put this in this category on this time in the set. I was like, oh man, we gotta get this in. There was like 3 of them. We're like, whoa, we got a lot of Chris Lake going on here.
Yeah.
I guess we got a big boner for him.
I kind of don't mind that though. I like throwing like 2 or even 3 tracks together by like an artist because they usually mesh really well, especially throughout the same album.
Yeah.
And you can slug them, like you can bang like 1, 2, 3 really quick.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I consider it like an homage to that artist
yeah.
because if people pick up on it,
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah, you get real stoked.
And
Yeah.
there will be like one person in the crowd that will pick up on it and they'll
Yeah.
come and call you out on it after. I remember, yeah. We played too many
Every
AC
time.
Slater tracks at Fozzy Fest in the video.
Oh, yeah?
And the guy came on and was like, whoa, you guys played a lot of AC Slater there. I was like, damn it.
you always worry about
Yeah.
that one person.
Yeah.
It's like not many people know, but there's
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
guy.
One guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
good
like
music.
Cohen Sound. Pretty much everything they make,
Oh, yeah.
which is like their style is so niche. It's so they've got just that sound, and almost all of their music works.
Yeah.
Like
They
just
pretty much
layer it,
invented
layer it.
that snare, that tom,
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
snare. It's like, oof.
they, I think they were kind of one of the first artists that I recognized neurohop as a genre. Like they kind of, I don't know if they pioneered it, but they were first to make it really popular.
Mm.
And it's kind of one of my favorite genres of all right now. It's
So-
anything neurohop, I just eat it up.
So I'm curious to know, what was the spark? Like, how did you guys go from being 2 guys who kind of liked music to 2 guys working on music to now being SkiiTour?
Where did it begin?
Well, it all began at the baseball diamond. I used to be a cook, and my company I work for, they got like the contract to run the ball, like the slow pitch, like, and we had to do the catering for it.
Yeah.
So I just like go down there and cook burgers, like for like 4 hours a day. It was pretty sweet during the summertime, and I just listen to my music and get music ready for if I was doing like a show that night, because we both DJ'd
made
in
it.
town, but we never met. And then I was just playing this Ian Pooley, this house dude. He has this like cool like hip hoppy kind of
Yeah.
song in between. I was playing that, and Tim rode past on his bike. I was like, man, have you ever heard this? Anyone play this song before? And then we started chanting, and then we realized who each other
Awesome.
was, and then we were like, I was like, I had my computer there, and I was like, yeah, I make my music too. I was like, here's a song that I was like working on whilst like setting up or when everyone goes.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, I write music too. He's like, let's make some music together.
It's just that easy. Just
Yeah.
day one.
Yeah. And
First
he's like, well, you
conversation?
should come DJ on my night. And I was like, yeah, okay. So then like 2 weeks later we did that.
Sweet.
Yeah. We planned to play the same track. Like, we're playing music back and forth, and we keyed up the same track like 4 or 5 times. And that night I was like, whoa, looks like we're sort of on the same page
Cool.
here.
How long ago was
Instant
that?
harmony.
It'll be 6 years ago
6
this
years?
summer. Yeah, it was summer of 2010.
Cool.
And
Yeah, there's
yeah, this is
See
a
what-
360 video
yeah,
too.
Fi. You
Yeah.
should actuate the, or I guess your computer doesn't have the click, eh?
Oh,
How do
I
you-
mean,
how
you
do
just
click and
kind
drag?
of just tap and slide. And you just
Tap
like,
and slide. So you haven't seen this yet, Lindsay, eh?
No.
Oh yeah, you can use that too.
Whoa. What?
So you
Yeah.
you can grab, just
This
tap
is-
and slide.
This is
yeah, there you go.
video,
You got it.
Video? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you can go on YouTube or on your phone and you can pull up a video and you can just rotate around.
It looks way sweeter on this big screen.
Yeah.
What will they think of next?
Everything looks
This
good on
is
a 9-foot
ridiculous.
screen.
Yeah.
There's that cursed snow machines that break every time.
I feel bad if some dude was picking his
There's
nose
Jim.
in the
Jim.
background.
Jim.
Oh, it's Jim. Hello,
It's the
Jim.
best.
Yeah.
Just watching Danny, and then he just like sits down, gets his phone out. He's like going through his phone. And I'm like,
Caught
hey,
you,
go do
caught
something. He's
you.
like, oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, like if you guys, I guess, aren't watching on YouTube, go to SkiiTour's YouTube channel and check out one of these videos.
Yeah.
Man, there's a nice drink.
Yeah, it's not. We haven't. We
No,
haven't
this is
posted
Shambhala.
a video, but it's on our SkiiTour. Like, we've reposted it in a playlist on our YouTube.
So, what is the biggest crowd you guys have ever played?
This one. I
Shambhala.
think.
How is
Yeah.
that?
That was really awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like you can't even see, the way we're standing there. We can't even see, our peripherals cut off, so
Yeah.
we didn't even know how big it actually was. But we're just having a time. Looks
Yeah.
like we're having
You got,
Yeah.
who played before you?
was it Timothy Wisdom? I
Tim
think.
Wisdom
Was it
and
Tim?
Slink.
Dash.
And Slink, yeah.
And Slink, some
Slink jumped in
DJing.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I will say though, it was
That's the post thing.
it was when you guys went on that the crowd started to overflow. Like everybody was coming. This past couple years, I've just the swarms of people that are just like fucking SkiiTour's on,
Yeah.
guys. Like
Yeah.
what are you doing? You're
Yeah.
going the wrong way. They're over there. It's awesome. I absolutely adore the response.
Oh
And it's,
man, it's such a good feeling because I went in 2007 to Shambhala and I was like, I'm not coming back until I
Yeah.
DJ. And it took 5 years of making music. Like we made music for 2 years and we got on, and you didn't have an awesome time slot or anything, but
Yeah.
I was like,
It was the foot in the
I've
door.
been working for it for 5 years, and I was like, almost didn't know what to do. Like, I almost quit DJing because I was like, I've achieved my life goal. I could never imagine like something like
Right?
a massive
Yeah.
packed stage.
This
like
It was
that,
like
so,
the complete opposite of this. Like
Yeah.
the first time
Yeah.
we had like our friends over there by the sound booth,
like A
and
skills
then
and
some people
Funkanomics.
down in the sand doing yoga.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Gary
And that
Busey's
was what was-
face in the crowd too.
Yeah.
That was popular.
And this is what you have now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what
it's
a wonderful way
crazy.
to like reminisce too.
Yeah,
Like I love we get Jim to do a lot of our videos for our
yeah.
events.
he's
Have
great.
you met
yeah.
River?
Yep.
Yeah, River. He lives in Calgary here. He usually shoots them and then sends the footage out to Jim to,
Oh,
to
nice.
edit. And
Yeah.
we just got the New Year's one back today,
Oh, cool.
but I haven't really had time to look over it.
yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
shout
And
out to Rebel Cause Films.
yeah, those guys killing
Yeah.
it.
These guys are fucking great.
They got some drone footage as well that they said was almost illegal. So it might be the last year they could do it or something. So it was like,
Yeah, shit's gonna hit
really-
the fan with drones.
Yeah.
Almost illegal because of the drones.
well,
The
just
fact
like a
that it's
safety
drone
hazard or something.
Because if it breaks, it just falls,
falls
on
and
someone.
Yeah.
knocks someone out and
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that they had caught a little bit of the time when we had the snowball fight on here, though. That's my only regret.
You had an
Snowball
actual
fight.
snowball fight.
Yeah, like, yeah,
Had,
tell
like,
them the story of how that
Yeah,
happened.
we were down in what the festival,
Mhm.
and Tim. Well, I can't remember if I don't even know if I talked to him.
Oh yeah, I was pretty drunk.
Yeah, this guy, he had like snow cone. He was like making snow cones.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you guys think this is cool, he's like, come back to the pool because it's like a big pool party. I don't know if you know what the festival.
What the festival is it in California?
Perfect.
It's in Oregon,
Oregon. Okay.
and it's awesome.
Oh, that
And it has like a
one.
massive. This guy's like built this on his ranch, and
Oh,
it's
cool.
a big pool.
It's like a man-made lake pool type thing.
Yeah,
right?
and then
Oh, yeah,
it's like
above ground
Yeah.
pool.
a foot
yeah.
high, maybe like up to your knees, and
So
then
it's
it's
like
got
a
like a
splash
big
party.
boardwalk down the center, and then
Yeah.
like big like dancing platforms all the way around,
Mm.
and then kind
I've
of
seen a
cabana
video
things
for
set
that.
up, and yeah, the festival goes like 12 till 5 at the pool, and no other stages are open, so it's like pool party during the day, and yeah, he's like come back on Sunday, and check out what happens, and he
Bust out the snow.
made like so many snowballs and just like all these people just like hucking them in,
Yeah.
and it was like a snowball fight.
Oh my
and we're
God.
like,
And
you
I-
got to come to Shambhala.
Yeah, I was like, man,
Yeah.
come, and completely forgot about it. Like just like drunk talk, just like
Yeah.
yeah, good come. That'd be awesome for our set.
Or,
And he hit
Oregon's
us
not
up.
that far.
No, and he hit us up like a month later. He's like, hey, so I've got all the ice ready. I just need like 2 tickets and a place to plug in my refrigerator until you're set. I was like, oh, sweet. And then so we talked to the stage manager, and yeah, he comes up with like was it like a 14-foot cooler?
Oh, so that's leading up to this
yeah,
side here.
Yeah, so and then
Oh.
he's backstage like, and we told him what time we wanted the snowball fight, and I think they had like 10 coolers that they brought out throughout the crowd, and everyone was getting kind of aggro because people like, what are you doing? Like, we've been standing here this whole time and you're shoving us all the way for this cooler. And
Yeah.
then they had no idea, and then like what at that right minute, like I think we dropped a song or something, and then all the coolers opened up and everyone had a snowball fight for a minute.
That's
Because it's cool, because it
amazing.
started from like the back corners, and they started like hitting people down the front, and people
Yeah.
were like looking
it
like,
would've
what the
been so
hell is
refreshing.
going on?
Yeah.
And then all our buddies like bum rushed the stage and just was like hucking
Oh
them,
my
like Slink.
goodness.
We got an awesome photo of
Yeah, yeah.
Slink throwing one.
Right
and,
at Gary Busey.
Yeah, yeah. It's awesome. It's like, yeah, it's really cool.
It's so much fun.
But yeah, that was a really interesting thing, and like
So-
people like made their life like it was
Yeah,
like
well, a snowball fight at
Snowball
Shambhala,
hit
that
me
would
right
make
in
my
the
life. That would
head.
be something that
So many people told us it was their first time doing acid, and then they got hit with a snowball, and it just like blew their mind.
Best experience ever. Ever, ever.
Oh man. Speaking of Evan Slink, I was just telling you that, do you know District? Oh, is it Victoria?
Yeah.
The club? Did you see the car drove
I
through it?
did.
Yeah. I think Slink was playing there that night.
No, he's on the
He's on-
billboard.
he's on the
It was
marquee, I guess.
Excision,
That
wasn't
happened
it?
last
I think
night.
it was Excision. I'm pretty sure it was Excision.
Excision
No,
was on the
Excision-
board as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
he was
not.
coming up.
Okay.
But
That was crazy.
like, all the
Did you see
venues-
the memes for that?
Yeah, I saw a few.
It's like, I got $60. Let me into Shambhala early. Or something.
yeah.
Seems like
That
a lot
was
of our,
Cody.
I'd like to know where that person's
a lot of our
brain
favorite
was.
music venues are getting fucked up at the front door lately.
Yeah.
We've had some issues here in Calgary.
Pretty messed up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know,
No idea what
everything's
you're
fine.
talking about.
Everything's good.
Yeah, no, it well, Ten Nightclub has kind of cut back a little bit from like we were almost like oversaturated. We were getting so much talent.
Oh, really?
Like 3 nights a week we were getting international headliners, and I think attendance maybe started to go down a little because there was just too much.
It's too much.
So
yeah.
they cut back a couple of the nights and brought in some different crowds, kind of just
Yeah.
like subcontracted to some other promoters, and I think it just
Yeah,
didn't end well.
that happens.
Is that Alex?
Yeah, it is.
Peace Clown?
Yep.
Oh my god.
And the
And
thing
the
is,
snow
Calgary
bunnies.
is super
Fucking love that
lucky.
guy.
They were bringing dance music here. Like, I used to live here back before
Oh, yeah.
people were even doing that sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like, it's a real hotspot for dance
Yeah.
music internationally, I think.
It's on. I saw it on a couple lists recently where
In the
like,
last
the top
couple
15
months.
cities to look out for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's on the rise for that for
Yeah.
sure.
And those
Yeah.
small town DJs, like, huge influence, like bringing Diplo back here 10 years ago and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first moved here 3 years ago, it was very quiet, at least from the
3 years
perspective.
ago?
When I came from Edmonton, I mean, Edmonton is like EDM-monton,
Yeah.
right? That's what everyone says because they like to think they're cool. And coming here, it was like I didn't really hear about very much happening. But I think even
Yeah.
in the last year-ish, even with you guys and what you guys have been doing, like the scene has picked up and it's getting a lot of recognition for like bringing into the light local artists, which is awesome. Yeah.
Well,
It's
we're
a
gonna
good
have
place.
to stick with purely local artists for this year,
Yeah.
considering the dollar.
Yeah.
It's
True.
gonna be brutal. I don't know how we're gonna throw shows with flights and artist fees.
Don't think
Yeah.
about it.
Maybe you could just pay them in barrels of oil.
Yes.
Where do you buy those?
Sure, there's a shop around here. It's
Yeah.
like- Costco's got them, I think.
Open the storage locker. Like, here's your payment. It's your job to get it out of here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
There's Callie chiming in from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Callie. Hello.
She wishes she was here
To
for
future
sure.
Callie.
She was actually at Astro Harvest at Wakachan. She was up on the speaker for most of your set.
Oh, nice.
Her and JoJo were
Yeah,
dancing
dancing.
for that. And yeah, it was that
That's
was
such
good
a
one.
cool. I
That
love
was
that
awesome.
stage.
Yeah, the Wakachan.
Yeah.
I feel like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Next time, this year, I should just bring a whip.
Yeah, they should get like a rope. Should get a rope from the top so you
Yeah.
can like swing out from the back and like out into the crowd.
So cool. It's really cool because it's like, kind of like looking out and the crowd kind of just kinks around to the corner. Like,
Yeah, and then there's that
it'll-
weird
So-
kind of.
It's really funny because it's like you can see where the crowd ends here. It's like there's
Yeah.
like that bush or trees.
Yeah, the tree line.
And then all around here you can't really see, and there's like the speakers are in the way. And
Oh man,
It's
that
really
tree
cool.
line. A couple years ago, I co-coordinate the Sanctuary at Astro Harvest and at Fozzy Fest, and my first year working the Sanctuary at Astro Harvest, there was a dude that just we dubbed him PCP guy because he was just fucked on everything he could get his hands on, and he was like lurking in the bushes in the sidelines, and he would jump out naked at people and take them out, and he was just being a total creep. But I remember the one time that I saw him was at Wakachan, and I look over in the bush and I see a naked guy crawling around next to, and I was like, get on the radio, and he's like, I found him. Of course, security goes and runs after, nowhere to be found. He just disappears. But I guess he busted out behind the vendors. He came out of the trees at this girl and guy, and like grabbed the girl, and like he was just whacked out of his mind. He like told a shitty joke or something, and then the boyfriend just fucking boom, just lays him out and gets into this big fight, and yeah, it turned pretty ugly. He ended up in first aid.
That's kind of what you get for
It was-
running around naked and jumping out at people from the trees and tackling them and telling shitty jokes. That's
Yeah.
But
kind
I
of
can't.
to be expected.
Moral
I
of
would
the
think.
story: I can't go to Wakachan now and like look at those trees off to the side without seeing this
naked man,
naked guy
the
lurking
trees,
around.
the lurker.
I'm just worried to tell a shitty joke at Astro Harvest now.
Just get punched out.
Tough
So
crowd.
I don't. Obviously, you guys don't want to like pick a favorite, but which festival did you have the most fun at playing at this year?
Oh man. Like obviously Shambhala is something that we look forward to and gear
Yeah.
everything towards. And like we don't stay at all the festivals for the weekend,
Yeah, you were saying you were only at Motion Ocean for 3 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 hours.
Oh.
but like it's hard
That
to say.
we just had to. We were in Kelowna because we were going to come out for the night, and then we decided, so we had like a show at like 12 p.m. the next day back in Kelowna.
Yeah.
So it was like sacrifice the nighttime or get up early and probably party hard all night
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
and then drive.
Realistically.
So we're like, let's just not do that. So yeah, we got there, played the show, said hello to everybody, and then just like drove straight back to Calgary.
Did
Tried
you
to
get-
eat all the food vouchers.
Yeah.
Did you get the chance to just go have fun at one of the festivals? Like once you were done a set, you could
What
just
the
go play and
festival
have
was
fun.
one that we
and-
had
Yeah,
fun
the
at
festival was
Yeah.
really
because
fun.
it was my birthday weekend.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so we
awesome.
went down.
Cool.
Mine's Fozzie Fest. So
Oh, nice.
what's up?
Yeah, that's sweet. Fuzzy Fest. We were there for.
That was 2 years ago. That was fun. We were there for one day. What the festival was cool. It was kind of special. That was the last time we got to hang out with Fort Knox 5, like Steve,
Oh, yeah.
Steve and John were down, and that was cool hanging with them. And J Pod was there, and that was just a good crew. Matt the Alien,
Sticky Buds.
Sweet.
Sticky Buds,
Yeah, I work
Yeah,
with
that does sound like a good crew.
Yeah.
One of the vendors at
Kentucky.
Shambhala.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
Do you know Anna Hada Designs, leather worker? We work with him. He makes like the really cool like leather jackets, like the colored ones. He like every day just trying to convince me like, come on, like come work with me at What the Festival. He
Yeah.
wants me to come to Symbiosis and What the Festival. It's two.
Do it.
And there's one more actually. That's the Field. Is that what it's called? Or
I feel like I've heard of that. Sounds familiar.
yeah, it's a festival called the
Where is
Field,
it?
and it's kind of just I think it's after Symbiosis or after Burning Man, and it's just super chill music, and it's just a big wide open field, really cool
Oh, yeah.
crowd. Yeah,
Interesting.
but I don't know what we can do this year for like it's the 30th anniversary of Burning Man, but unless we buy American dollars right now and put them in the friggin' sock drawer, I think it's gonna crash even more. I don't know if we can afford to do the American festivals for leisure.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, yes.
Plus, you're getting married.
Yeah, plus
Yeah.
getting married at
That's
Inshallah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, I'm excited for that.
Nice.
I'm excited to
That's-
get past this show that we have next weekend because that's where we cut off, and then we're gonna start planning the wedding.
Yeah.
Because I haven't really been investing much thought into it. I know it's coming this summer.
That's pretty typical of most guys.
We've been
though.
Yeah.
engaged for it'll be 4 years. We got engaged at Shambhala at the Village with Dub Effects the last time I was there.
oh.
I was there for that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That was
amazing.
really
cool.
That was you.
That was us. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It was a pretty crazy year. The previous year was the first year that I went to Shambhala, and I was so inspired and just like so smitten by what was going on, and it was a really like I had the idea right when I got home that year, and I basically kind of just left it for the year. I was like, okay, well let's see how this idea matures and whether or not it's the right thing to do, and then I started making plans, and I didn't end up actually contacting or like getting a hold of Ben until the day before we did it, because he was on tour and he was really hard to get a hold of, and but it all came together last minute, and it was
that's
like all
awesome.
these weird puzzle pieces fit together to just pave the way.
Nice.
And
That was really rad.
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was
sweet.
that was that was the best day of my life for sure.
Yeah.
That was like
That was
Indiana
awesome.
Jones for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a 4-year engagement because we've just been like, whatever. We get
Yeah.
married when we feel like it.
Yeah.
We had aspirations of hosting a small festival for it, but realizing that we don't want to be that stressed out for our wedding,
No.
because that would be maniacal.
Yeah.
Just having to be responsible for everything while trying to just
Talk
relax.
to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
the
much
best
talking.
party of your life too. Like, you definitely don't want to be stressed about.
Yeah.
Just want to be able to enjoy it all.
Yeah,
They're
so we made
having
the
fun.
executive decision. Regardless, like I have a hard time with putting things out there, like saying I'm going to do something and then backing away from it. Like I like to keep my mouth shut for the most part until I'm for sure something's going to happen. But for the past couple of years, we've been talking about doing this festival, and it was kind of hard to just be like, we can't do this.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do it yet. We'll do it in the future, but
Yeah.
for now, even still, like there's so many festivals. Like I don't know if I want to bother trying to compete. I'd rather like push to work closer with Astro Harvest, or
Yeah.
I'd rather just do a stage or something.
Yeah.
Just
Contribute.
yeah, because doing the whole thing would be
It's a lot.
you got to be a special kind of insane to to do a festival. I
I
know
can't
like James
imagine.
Catalyst,
Yeah.
the amount of hours he puts into his, like, that's his passion project. He's passionate about Mono.
And it like eats up your whole summer. It's like the time you don't want to be, like you want to be having fun. Like people that throw festivals in like September or August, like the ones that maybe get them over in the beginning of the summer, all right. But like people are, like our friends threw a festival for 7 or 8 years, 2 Acre Shaker, and it's just like, they just want their summers back. It's like
it's so much work because it's not
Well,
just
yeah.
the
Lots of
festival;
work.
it's everything before and everything after as well, right?
Well,
A lot of
Burning Man
stuff
alone,
involved.
they go out there. I mean, it may only be a 10-day festival, but the amount of time that they occupy on the actual playa, building and then tearing down, and then making sure the land is reconditioned, and
we
you're
were
out there
just
for a long time.
in Reno a couple weeks ago playing at Tahoe City, and it was so crazy getting into the airport, and there's like,
I was gonna get a beer.
Oh yeah.
and they had like a Burning Man gallery in the airport, and like welcome burners, and like there's this whole really accepted part of their culture down there. I guess in Reno, a lot of people go there
It
to.
says welcome burners.
That was like
Like a big banner.
Yeah.
People. Reno gets flooded before and after.
Yeah.
And it stimulates the hell out of their economy.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's always rumors every year about Burning Man moving, and
could
nobody
it?
involved with Burning Man is making those rumors. It's always other people. But if they had to move, that would be really interesting. It would be a very different experience. But
How could they find a place that big and that out of the way and that away from a town or a city?
some people were, the rumor going around just recently is that they're moving to the Bonneville Salt Flats.
Where is that?
The Bonneville Salt Flats is like
In
that place
Utah?
where people, I think, well, somebody said it was in Nevada.
Oh, maybe it
But-
borders them.
Yeah. But the Salt Flats is where they do all like the world record speed runs for cars and stuff, because it's just, it's in a dried up lake bed,
Yes.
and it's super flat and hard. People still die out there. I mean, it's not that safe, but 1,200 miles an hour is never safe.
No.
Oh, there's
That's
Evan.
gone quick.
Silly.
I threw this video up because I'm pretty sure you guys read it. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
This is the
The brown
Talking
note?
about
PK
the brown
video.
note, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe we made it into the cut of the video. Shout outs to Jim.
Yeah,
back
this,
again.
This is a good one. I remember actually I was at the PK shop, I think the week after, or a few days after this came out, and everybody was just elated. They're like,
Oh,
man,
really?
I can't believe, because Jim I think they contracted him for a 1 minute video just to kind of hype things, and this one's
He
like
went
6 or
above
7
and beyond.
minutes.
Yeah,
or-
it's a huge one.
yeah,
How could you not though? It's PK Sound. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
Jim
like-
said he was like, yeah, I just decided to go ham on it just as a gift to them.
why not?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
so
Steve.
appreciated.
Sure
Shea City, I
saw.
love it.
Guns out.
Oh my goodness. You guys pretty well known where you live. Like, do people stop you in the streets at the grocery store and like ask
How
for your
could you not with
autograph
hair
all
like
the
that?
time?
At the
I know.
airport, they always think that Rolly's LMAFO.
Oh, yeah.
Sexy, and I know it.
Yeah,
we
they
just go
always
along
sing
with it. Yeah.
It's so funny. They're like the baggage people.
Oh
They get
my
really
goodness.
stoked.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that's so funny. What is the most like outlandish thing a fan has ever done to you? Like underwear,
Ooh, story
like
time.
something totally ridiculous and memorable.
We get pretty cool stuff. Like, we've had like packages sent to us from people of like ski jackets and joints, and we got like this really cool
Pictures.
Yeah, this guy, Mark, he made us, like, at Shambhala, he was telling us he's going to Castlegar, he's going to Castlegar, and Mike, and he's, like, his buddy's got this, like, workshop, and he's like, check out this thing that we made, and it's, like, this metal, like, cutout of, I think it was, like, Nick and, like, the Funk Hunters logo, he's like, it may not be, like, in a couple of weeks or a month, but I'm gonna make you guys some of this bling. It's gonna be like powder coated. And it's gonna be cool. And I was like, oh, sweet. And he's like, but I don't know when it's gonna happen, but you'll get some soon. And then the week after, we're in Vancouver for the after party, Shambhala, and he rocks up with a bag full of like with chains, these huge logos. Of like he gave us like 5 of them, and he's like showing me pictures. He's like, we're just like after Shambhala, we just went straight there and just finished off what we had and just went at it like I was like, all right. And he made us like,
That's awesome.
yeah, there was a bunch of them that he made. And that was cool. And then another girl was,
Yeah, she like etched them into metal. She sent us this week like a Shambhala logo and then our logo etched into metal.
yeah, it's really cool stuff.
That's
It's all
awesome.
like shiny and nice.
Had like our names painted in graffiti and oil paintings. And,
If you've got access to one of those machines, it's not really expensive, right? Because
yeah.
we've got a space here in Calgary called
Protospace.
Protospace, and it's basically just like a hacker lab. So they've got a warehouse, they've got plasma cutters, they've got 3D printers, laser cutters, electronics equipment, table
Sweet.
saws, welders, all sorts of shit, and you pay a $50 a month membership to be a part of the shop. So and you get a 24/7 access key.
What?
Yeah, so you can go hang out whenever you
Cool.
want. The only stipulation is that if you want to use some of the machines that require a little bit of training, you have to have it's a volunteer
Qualification.
course. So somebody that knows how to use the machine pulls you through the course and shows you how to use it. And for $50 a month, you can have access
What?
to like. And the
That's
cool thing
sweet.
is like beside the plasma cutter, there's a ton of scraps. You know, there's just a
Yeah.
whole bunch of unusable material that people have put in the. Here's the bin where go nuts. So you can test it out and you can probably make a ton of little like emblems, logos.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've made up a whole bunch of little wooden laser cut pendants with our logo, and we paint them all sorts of different colors. And
Wooden laser, like does it burn?
well, yeah,
Or is
it kind
to
of
vaporize it. Or
it
like
burns the edge, like it
burns the
ends
edge,
up being a
yeah.
black edge.
Yeah.
But then some of them we clear coat so that it kind of.
Oh, so it's not like burned a hole through. It's just like,
Like
kind
cuts
of
it
puts
out.
the
No,
Cuts
yeah,
it out.
it'll
Cuts
cut-
cuts
around
out
it.
with
Cuts
a
around
laser?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll
Yeah.
cut. If you're using like 3/4 inch material, you're gonna have a hard time. But we make them at a 1/4 inch, like Baltic birch. And
And do you have the training for this?
no, it's our friend Brandon that does it.
Oh, yeah,
He was,
cool.
so
That'd be
he came
amazing.
home one day. He was living with us at the
Luminetic
time.
Tech?
Yeah,
Luminetic
Luminetic
Tech?
Tech. We want to have them
Yeah.
on for a podcast as well because they've been making these epic pyramids with like programmed LED addressable lights inside them. So they're like a pyramid with designs cut out of them, but the whole thing is just like this light show.
Whoa.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Brad.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he finally got a hold of a better laser now too, so he's cranking them out, and yeah, I want to get them on here and showcase their stuff.
Yeah.
I have another question.
yeah.
How do your families feel about your guys' life and lifestyle
being
and
a
your
dirty
notoriety?
Well, they think we're like this. In their minds, is all I can imagine. That's, yep.
I think this is one of your videos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're stoked.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Supportive?
Yeah.
Do they like
Yeah.
your music?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I think so.
Rolly's parents are flying in from New Zealand next weekend, so are they going to come to the show?
No.
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 They get to the Vancouver. I think they get to Van at like
15-hour flight and they don't want to come straight to the club? Come on.
PK Sound. Blasting their little Kiwi bodies. Yeah, but they're really stoked
They're
about
supportive.
it.
They're
Yeah.
happy for you guys.
Yeah.
You're doing something that you love.
Yeah.
Obviously
My dad's pretty
successful
stoked.
at it.
My mom came we played Circle the Wagons,
Oh yeah.
and that was the first time she'd seen us play.
That was with
And-
Emancipator as well, right?
Yeah. We were only there for 2 hours.
No, that was it was
like
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Oh, this was
Come.
not
That's
this
last year.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Last
This year was I
summer.
think Funk Hunters and
Yeah.
Emancipator, which I missed. I can't believe that. Outdoor.
Yeah, like
was-
it was a lot bigger this year. Last year was
It was even bigger this year. Yeah.
yeah, it was in a different venue. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
it looked
Yeah, it
really
was.
rad.
Also, shout out to the Bass Bus crew.
Yeah,
Some
those
of the
guys
most
are really
genuine,
Yeah,
good.
Bass
incredible,
Bus.
and inspiring
Bass
people we
Bus.
have in this city.
That's
And they
when-
had the mayor there, your cool mayor.
Yeah, Nenshi.
Yeah.
He is probably the coolest mayor in
He
Canada.
is, man.
Yeah. He's legit. He's very down to earth.
Yeah.
Super.
Why can't all politicians be like
I
him,
don't know, man.
We should clone him.
They should.
Yeah.
Totally.
We should.
I feel
Yeah,
like
we should elect him.
For people like him, they like Nenshi couldn't compete at a prime minister level because at a prime minister level that like it's a different game. It's more about lobbying and money, you know, like
Right.
the presidency in the United States. It's more like richest candidate wins.
Yeah.
It's not about who you are and what your moral compass is and
But he came out of nowhere
yeah.
in an oil town to win. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
to win as a Muslim.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
And-
sure he's gay.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
well
gay Muslim
then.
and like to win,
I didn't know
but
that.
he's like the most fantastic
Yeah.
person, and he's
He's
I love his
progressive
social
in his
media
thinking.
response.
Yeah, like when someone called him out about like, why don't they have the Doritos tacos at Taco Bell?
Yeah.
And then like
What did he say?
he
3 hours later, he's like, they're coming next week or
Oh my
something.
god.
Oh, really?
And he's like, whoa.
What a champ.
It's like, how? You're amazing. He goes, like, how do you do this? He's like, because I'm the mayor Calgary deserves, or no,
Yeah,
mayor
no.
Calgary needs.
Yeah,
Tacos
what
for
it
the
is.
it was,
people.
he has a way with words.
Yeah, his.
But there was also
Butchered
one,
it.
I think it was last year, some girl called him out because she saw him at a restaurant or whatever, and then she saw him posting to Twitter, and somebody called him out being like, what the hell, like, you're always on Twitter, like, why don't you actually, like, run the country? And he was like, well, I'm on Twitter replying to people of Calgary, like, I'm responding to my constituents, isn't that what you friggin' hired me for?
Yeah.
Just, like, shut him right down.
Yeah, good.
Oh my goodness.
Jerks.
Yeah. No, he's been great. Calgary's been great. Actually, I'm really happy. I
Stoked
don't know
to
if I
live
could.
here.
I don't know if I can move away from Calgary. I always did want to live in Vancouver.
Yeah.
We don't have earthquakes yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
You guys
Yet.
don't live near any shorelines, do you?
I've tried to look. Yeah, I get worried, because there's a big lake in between Squamish and Whistler that kind of just has this little barrier, natural dam holding it, and they say if an earthquake happens, like, it will crack that, and then we have 20 minutes till our Squamish is flooded. So
Goodness.
I just like I have my surfboard really accessible at all
Yeah.
times.
Plus, all those floaty jackets have to serve for something.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
sleep with all my life vests on.
Yeah, put the vest on.
There's
at
like a
all
giant
times.
bob floating on the surface. Yeah, that's pretty crazy though. And there was an earthquake there like a couple weeks ago. A week
There
or
is,
two ago,
yeah.
wasn't there? Yeah.
And there could be a tsunami, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
I feel like Whistler's a little safer where Roy is.
Yeah, just get up to
Yeah.
the gondola, like
Yeah.
the chairlift, get up to the top of
That's-
the peak,
That's a game plan if there's like an apocalypse.
just go straight to the hill.
Straight up to the roundhouse at the top of the mountain.
There's
And then
at
cut the
least-
line.
Just stay up there because you can see everybody coming. It's a pretty good spot. I don't want to blow out a secret. Like, we've
that part
had
out.
some pretty in-depth conversations about this. Go up there. There's lots of food. We'll be good for a little bit of time. Yeah, a friend
Lots
of
of
ours is a
beer.
helicopter pilot. He's
No
like,
way.
they're gonna. Yeah, he's like, we're gonna go to the helicopter place. I'm gonna start killing people. He's like, because we're gonna kill people later on in life. You know. He's like, just get
If
it
it
out.
gets to
Just
that.
get it straight away.
Get it home.
Get a helicopter. We'll meet you guys at the top of the mountain, and then we'll just like camp out. They've all got a bunch of guns, and he's like, we'll just like claim the roundhouse. And I was like, this is awesome.
Get your own flag.
It's a good plan.
And then yeah, they were like, well, if it's like if we're all gonna die, they're like, that's a good place to just to party, and we can just like, there's lots of beer out there, and we can just have a big party.
The rental shop's got lots of boards.
Yeah, and we can go snowboarding,
Yep.
run the gondolas.
Now, do you guys ski or snowboard, or both?
We're not allowed to answer that on the record.
On the record.
Is this off the record? Yeah, we like snowboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to the skiers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool there.
Callie definitely wanted to be. She was before I met her. She was like a ski instructor at COP, and
Oh yeah.
when she was a little bit younger, she was a really, really like prominent ski racer, and she was training for the Olympics. And she basically, her parents hit the point where it was like, we don't have the money to put you into the Olympics. Like, it's just going to be so expensive to continue this. But she was, one of the best, and
Oh, crazy.
she was pretty legit. And then
That's why she has such a nice bum.
ski
bum.
It's true.
fucking Ski Free. You remember that game?
Yeah.
What?
That's
What is
amazing.
this? This is a game?
That's just some
It's-
weird shit I decided to put on the.
Oh,
That's
okay.
awesome.
All right then.
That guy's great. He's
What
the
is
Yeah,
that
boss.
sound?
a bit of feedback. Is it from the stereo system? Oh, it's
done.
gone.
Oh, it's like from when a text message comes in.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's usually at like psytrance
terrifying.
shows where people take that noise that electronics make when you're getting a phone call or like a
Yeah.
text message is coming in, and then they produce that, they put it into their song, and like everybody on the dance floor is just like, what the fuck, pulling out their phone.
Psytrance.
It's
Oh,
scary.
whoa.
It's a scary noise.
We're going to Australia in March,
Yep.
and so apparently the psytrance is huge down there. We're playing a couple festivals that used to be known for psytrance.
Yeah.
So we
You
don't
guys,
know what to expect.
You guys down with the trance?
So we're gonna bust out our Livingstone and Kenosis trance.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, is that where you guys started?
Yeah. I don't know, this trance, like,
Funky trance.
we went to one festival that was kind of trance based. It's just like not my style, but it's like the beats per minute are pretty fast on it.
Yeah, it's aggressive.
Yeah.
It's usually like 135 is the
Yeah.
slowest.
I feel like
Yeah.
if you had a hamster there, you'd die
Yeah.
of a heart attack.
There was out in Montreal. There, I guess psytrance is very heavily represented in Montreal, and they have
Yeah.
festivals. We met some
Valhalla.
people at Base Coast. I don't think it was Valhalla. I think it was a different festival they were speaking of. But we met this couple at Base Coast, and they were talking about this festival that the minute the sun went down, BPMs were 150, 160.
Oh, man.
Like they were calling it terror trance.
Yeah.
Like it was horrifying. Like nobody could deal with it. People were throwing shit on the stage. Just like
I was,
I don't think it
Scary.
was received well.
I was looking for some music, and there's like a filter website for Beatport that you can like type in like the key,
Yep.
the BPM you're looking for, and the kind
Yeah,
of
I've
genre.
tried one of those.
And it was like all this stuff was coming up, and it was like side trance 110. I was like, and it was called Fatherfucker. Yeah, it was the name of the song,
Fatherfucker?
and I was like, let's give this a go. And it was 120 BPM.
So
So
doubles it.
double. It was double time,
Yeah.
and it was like the craziest sound. It was like Come to Daddy, like Apex Twin, but like
That sounds really
220, and some guy just like screaming about fucking his father. I was like, sweet man, good times.
Good times.
Keeping the vibes nice and light.
Having a lot of fun, you know.
Oh, there comes the snow monster. Remember playing this game?
Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
outrunning the Yeti. If anybody remembers
Yeah.
Ski
Oh
Free,
my
that's what we're watching
goodness.
on the monitor right now.
They should remake this for PlayStation.
I actually
Like,
code.
high graphics.
Legacy.
I coded a game back when I was really young. There was a ski thing we had to stay in between the lines.
Yeah.
Back when you like,
When you're a programmer,
yeah, it was just like letters instead of. There was no graphics.
Have you guys seen the headsets, the VR
Oculus
things?
Rift.
I think well, an Oculus is you can't see the outside world, but you know how like the Microsoft HoloLens is like a clear lens that projects an image onto the lens. So
yeah.
it projects an augmented reality over top of what you're
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at. So it
Whoa,
scans the
that looks
environment.
crazy.
But they've got stuff mocked up for skiing and snowboarding where you can get onto the hill and it maps the hill and the runs and it puts virtual gates or like coins or
Oh,
shit.
no
So as you're skiing, you know, you
way.
can actually see there's coins over there and you gotta.
Whoa.
Dude,
That would be super fun.
that sounds like so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that like our children are gonna grow up with. Just be like, where's my VR? Where's my
Not even
headset?
real, like, life's not even real anymore.
just chilling out in the house all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even need
Just
to
go to
leave.
Shambhala
Well, you
on the couch.
You know how like television killed the radio, like TV killed the radio,
Yeah.
just like put the stores out of business. I think televisions are going to be the next to go because when these VR headsets, like the HoloLens,
Yeah.
basically you're wearing the lens and you look through it and you can just choose to put a TV on the wall, just like a hologram of a TV, as big as you want, and then you can just shut it off, go up to the bedroom, put it on that wall. I think the physical television is going to get phased out with VR headsets.
Well, even something like this, you have a setup where it's not even a TV, you have a projector, and then you can put whatever you want on there,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's the ideal now for a lot of people. Or, like, those weird houses where everything is almost like a hologram in the windows and stuff, and you can, like, control everything from that. Like, that's next level.
It's 2017.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
It is. Well, I mean, it just turned
It's the
2016.
future.
But it was
Here's
just
the future.
2015.
Yeah,
Now
it
it's
was.
2016.
Yeah, 3D video. Like hadn't heard about that a year ago, and now it's like they can upload it to Facebook. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. What are your guys' plans for this year?
Yeah, do you know all the festivals
Make
you
as
play this
much
summer?
American money as we can possibly
Yeah.
can. We're gambling now. We have American money sent to us, and we're just just sit there.
Sit on
It's
it.
in the
Just
PayPal
we're,
account.
we're just
Yeah.
gambling with it. We're just rolling that dice constantly.
Straight to Vegas.
Yeah.
No, we're just waiting for the exchange to go way up.
Yeah.
Instead of cashing out, I think we'll make some bank on it.
Is there anything you want to like plug, festival wise, or is that I guess festival?
I don't think we're not allowed to say
Yeah.
where we're playing for festivals.
What
'Cause
about
they-
not festivals? What about things you guys want to do?
Oh, there's Kali. She was in that
What do
video.
we definitely want
Wanna
need
go
to get some more
snowboarding
days
more.
in on the mountain.
Yeah.
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 Tim's like telling me I can't go snowboarding. It's
Well,
like,
this guy.
it's-
It's like 4 days in a row. I was like, we gotta get in the studio and do some work.
Yeah. And
you
I
guys
was like,
ever-
yeah, that's great. I go snowboarding in the day, and then you just come, and he's like, no, I gotta go home at like 5 o'clock. And I'm like, why? And then there's no reply. And then he just goes, I just gotta go. Karen needs me at home. And I'm like, yeah, you can see Karen when you get home. No,
This
Call
guy.
him out.
call him out live. See?
When you're away for the weekends all the time, it's
Yeah.
kind of tough. You gotta spend time with the wife, so you can't be.
Yeah.
She gets off work at 5. You know, you gotta spend a few hours in there. You're taking off for 3 weeks in March, and she's like, her dream is to go around skiing all these mountains, and she's very happy for me. It's like,
She's already been to Australia though.
that's true.
That's right. She didn't wait for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before I knew him.
We're off.
Yeah.
We're going. It's
Yeah.
me and you, buddy.
Spiders. She's afraid of the spiders. Those
In
big-
Australia?
The huntsman.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Those
Well,
are awful.
Our
Those
friends are
shouldn't be a
in
thing.
are in Thailand right now.
Yeah.
They're living there for it's like 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
And the first week they get there, they start sending us all these pictures of like, look at the fucking spiders I found in my house. And he found a couple huntsmans that were 10-inch leg span.
I don't know what
He
I
threw
do.
a sandal at it or
Yeah.
something, and it missed and it fucked off. The only way out was like under his legs and out the door. So it's like coming right at him.
Oh man.
I guess he got it.
Yeah.
Are
They're
they poisonous?
no.
No, they're not
They're just
poisonous. and
disgusting.
They won't bite you.
Yeah.
They're not. They're like daddy long legs. They don't really want any trouble,
Yeah.
but they're just
Awful.
Here to
Massive,
scare the
huge.
shit out of you.
That's a
Spawn of the
scary
devil.
thing. That's why New Zealand's awesome. There's just like nothing to kill
yeah.
you.
New Zealand is like the perfect
It's a good
Australia.
middle ground.
right?
And
It's-
there's less
It is.
Australians there.
Yeah. That's true. There's not that many. It's very rare.
How often do you go back?
Like every second Christmas, I think is
Oh,
like
okay.
the tradition we're trying to do now.
Yeah.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, so this year we're going again. So my parents are pretty stoked that it's like double time.
Nice.
And you can ski and surf in the same day there, can't you?
You can't.
This guy doesn't like
Yeah.
to surf though.
Why?
I know. I was
I
like,
don't
man,
know. I
you've
never
lived
liked
in a
surfing.
prime surfing place.
I did.
It's kind of
I
like
know I'm gonna get some
me,
backlash for this, but surfers are always jerks. Like when I was growing up, it's like all the people at my school are just like long, blonde.
Yep.
What's up?
Stereotypical.
Dude, like
Yeah.
straight time stereotype. Like my school was like that. It was like by the
Everyone?
beach.
Everyone was like that? All the guys, for the
Everyone
most
except
part.
for me. An afro. No. I don't know. It's just really weird. So we just didn't. We were like the skateboarding dudes, and they were like
Yeah.
the surf dudes. And
So what brought
we
you
come
here?
down to the skateboarding park, and we were like, "Get the fuck out of here! Fucking carving up around the fucking skate park. Beat it."
So what brought you to Canada?
I moved to San Francisco.
Oh.
I just wanted to leave New Zealand,
Yeah.
just get out of there.
Just fresh perspective.
Yeah, and I kind of got stuck there. A friend of mine, one of my good friends, yeah, he was living there at the time. When
Is it
moved
as
over.
expensive as it sounds?
Yeah, I had a pretty good deal going. I kind of went there to travel around California,
Yeah.
and then I got like a 1-year work visa for Canada.
Yeah.
I had some friends living in Whistler, and I was like, oh, well, maybe, if things doesn't work out in America. So I really wanted to just like get a work visa there,
Yeah.
and stay there. Like I went in like the lottery to get like a green card and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I ended up working for a
Huh.
friend there. They were doing like a startup internet company back in the day, doing like online party invitations.
So you had a place to stay. And,
Yeah, I had like free accommodation
yeah.
in
That's-
like this pretty rad area.
That'll do it. Because from what I hear, the prices, the real estate prices and the rent in San Francisco, especially lately,
It's insane.
I think Google
Yeah.
moved a bunch of offices out there,
yeah.
and it's raised the real estate significantly.
We were in Tahoe. Like when we were in Tahoe, this guy came over and stayed at the house we're at, and he is a veterinarian, and he lives in his van or his truck. Yeah, he has a bed in there.
Really?
Yeah,
Vet?
like I guess he does a lot of house sitting for pets. Like takes care of pets when the owners are in town, so he spends a lot of time there.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? He keeps him in his van with
No,
him?
no, yeah.
It's like Dr. Doolittle. Is that guy? Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, it's just crazy to throw away money on rent
Yeah.
yeah.
It's really
Well,
expensive there.
shit, we're probably encroaching on your dinner, hey?
What's the time?
What is the time? Sorry, this thing's recording. Oh, it's 7:06. Shit. I'm gonna wrap it up. Or
Yeah.
are you sure? Is these dinner plans concrete?
I don't know. Let's find out. This is gonna make riveting TV. Watching me Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Raptors are winning
Can I
now.
grab one of those beers? Shout outs to Kokanee. We drove through Creston a few weeks ago and replaced the light bulb in the
Yeah,
vehicle.
and then like a few hours later, the other
The
light
one
bulb
burned
went.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Goodness. Did you stop at the brewery though? You can stop in.
No, we were.
You can go on tours
and
Where
stuff.
are we going?
Yeah.
We were going to
Fernie.
Fernie and Nelson.
Man, poor Kali. Her car bursted into flames on the way to Shambhala this year, right outside of Cranbrook. She was about 8 minutes from, like, it was right at the Cranbrook sign.
Whoa.
And her engine started overheating, so they pulled over, and she had Ben and Lee from Bima Visuals with her, because they all work Pagoda Stage, and they pulled over and they popped the hood, and there was like 2 engine fires, and they sat there
What?
for a second, like, shit, like if it's a grease fire, we put water on it, we're fucked.
Yeah.
But they just decided, well, okay, look, we got to risk it, otherwise the car's just gonna burn down. So they put out the fire. Luckily, it wasn't a grease
they
fire.
did put it out?
Yeah, they put it out.
Oh,
but I guess there was enough fire for 60 seconds. The car is fucking toast. It was like a 2001 Intrepid, so they towed it up to Cranbrook and ended up having to get Robbie, stage manager for Pagoda, to drive out and get them. So that was a sad day. Remember, she called me. She's like, "Yeah, if we didn't put out the fire, she could see it. Her just like sitting on the other side of the road, just like rocking, like watching her car just like burn to the ground."
Oh man.
So she hasn't had a car since, but she's been getting by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's-
Where were we? We saw a.
Yeah.
Oh, on the way to Kelowna.
Yeah, we were on the same road trip. We
Yeah.
came over to Coquihalla. A semi on fire.
What?
Ooh.
Like
Oh my gosh.
But there was a. Was it a fire? Like not a fire truck, but
like
like
a BCAA.
Yeah, behind it, and it was like literally just a shell, like the frame of this truck. I was like, well, when it was like smoldering, I was like, man.
Wow.
And it was
Just-
like it was burning. They hadn't even. There's like no fireman to put it out. It's like they just let it burn. I don't know what else.
Well,
It's
how
weird.
fast will it go up in comparison to how close is the nearest fire station, right?
Yeah.
Just be too late and start before you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it
oh,
go.
well. Sorry,
It's
man.
like, might as well let it most of it burn up, so it's easier to clean up.
Yeah.
Waste the water.
Right?
burn. Yeah.
You could
Just
put
get
that
the
in your
weenies
front
out.
lawn and like plant planters in it. Just have like the carcass of a semi truck in your front lawn, like flowers growing out of it. I'm like, yay.
I guess after the effigy burned at Burning Man this year, Kali went and met up with a couple people that, like, over the coals of the man that was burnt, they just like had a whole bunch of marshmallows and weenies and
Oh,
stuff, and they
nice.
just
Oh
like
my
sit there and
goodness.
roast weenies and give them out to people. Never thought of that once.
That's
How could
sweet.
you not think of that?
Man,
You're
S'mores.
Man
slacking.
weenies, yeah. You guys ever been to Burning Man?
No.
No.
No? Do you plan?
It's a pretty scary prospect because I don't like I find Shambhala quite a battle
Yeah.
with the elements and the heat, and then not having that river at Shambhala, like I would think I'd die. And then I can't imagine going to a desert where there's no river and then dust blowing in my
It's
eyes.
not that bad. Like, this year actually was a pretty cold year. I actually like froze at night.
Oh, really?
It got bad.
Yeah.
and
Same
it
with
was-
Shambhala this year. Was like
Yeah.
the coldest I've ever been.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
but that's just the pussy reason. I've been wanting to go for 20 years. It's
For
a
Burning Man?
mission. Yeah, it's a mission to get there. And
it is. It's a
especially with
pilgrimage for sure.
The dollar, but
Yeah.
I'd like to make it happen.
It's worth it because it's
You don't have to
wide
pay for
open
anything.
space.
You have to rent a motorhome or something.
Yeah.
I'll just buy it and get it all here,
Yeah.
and then just ship her down.
Drive down.
Drive down. The Wild West.
Oh man, I've done that
It's
drive
crazy.
a few times.
It's interesting the way that they do the concept is like everybody buys a ticket no matter what, even if you're performing, and you don't get
Yeah.
paid for performing because it's not
Yeah.
it's a gifting economy, right? So everybody that plays is gifting their set.
Right.
I really like the fact that this year they wouldn't let any of the stages release their lineups until the minute the gates opened. So, because they're trying to steer away from people going to Burning Man for the rave element for like big name DJs. They want to, it's like go to Burning Man for Burning Man. Stop worrying about
About
big
who's
DJs
DJing.
because
Yeah.
the Burning Man veterans don't really enjoy the sound camps. There's an ongoing kind of intolerance, like a feud between the people,
Really?
like the early burners, people
Yeah.
that consider themselves veterans, which are wonderful people, but a lot of times they just come off kind of stuck up and a little bit pretentious, And then
Or
there's
do
like
they
this,
want silence?
No, it's not that they want silence. It's an art festival. It's not considered a music festival.
Right.
It's meant more for like art installations and.
But isn't music art?
It is, and that's the big point that the sound stages are trying to preach is like this is an art form. This is people are bringing their art and sharing it with people. Especially like we a couple years ago we met Govinda there. We ended up camping with him, and like you get to see someone get up with his violin and play just these haunting melodies over top of this music that he's produced, and like his stage presence and this performanceship.
Was that the guy
Tell me
we-
that's not art.
Yeah.
That's but they just don't like what happened in like 2010 with the mainstream wash and this rush of
New.
electronic dance music
Yeah.
and what it did to Burning Man. They saw it. Well, I guess it wasn't just then. I guess like 15 years ago it was called Rave Camp, and they wouldn't even let them set up in the circle of Burning Man. They'd make them go out deep playa and they'd make them set up way out. And you could go to Rave Camp if you want, but it's apparently integrated to the point where, like, I don't know, you've seen the overhead view of the way that Burning Man's laid out?
Yeah.
They have like the slice cut out at the top.
Yeah.
All of the major sound stages are on those top edges, and they point out and away from the festival so that the sound doesn't really disrupt
Yeah.
the
That's
people.
smart.
Yeah, it is smart, and it's
Yeah.
kind of cool because then you can have, especially for the big sound stages, the crowd can kind of expand, as much as it wants.
You have to have something for everyone and things like that too, right? Because
Yeah.
when I first started going to shows and festivals, I only knew the big names. That was what drew me there.
Yeah.
Like, and then over time you learn to kind of like pick up on what your friends are listening to, or the artists that you heard at a show that you maybe didn't know the name of. Or I try to do like a little bit of homework before a show, and that's how I found you guys. I was like, SkiiTour, that's an interesting name. Like, what is this? What are these guys all about? And then I listened to it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. So that's just kind of how it works, right?
Yeah.
What is in the snow machines? Is it foam?
A little bit of proprietary ingredients and some LSD.
Lots of LSD.
Mostly LSD. That's
Yeah.
why you run. That's so much fun.
Yeah.
They just don't
Explain
know
why
what's
the
happening.
set after you
Yeah.
always seems so weird.
That's definitely a huge hit for sure. People love it. They get right into it.
That was
It's
my
amazing.
wife's idea, and she's had some good ideas. And we actually own 3 snow machines now.
Yeah.
And this year, like, we were super stoked because we're like, this is the first year having 3 snow machines at Shambhala. We're just gonna be blasting snow out, and then each one had a controller like with a knob, so it's kind of a pain in the ass trying to fire them. So we're like, well, we'll get these. Looked in the back, and they had 5-pin cables that could connect them, so you could just use one controller and it would control all of them. And so we looked online like months ahead, scoped it out, spent like $100 on these
Cables.
specialty cables, and then like just before we went on stage, we were like, sweet, let's get them set up, plug them in, and we plug them in the back, and it was like 4-pin cables what we needed.
And we had like a guy from Whistler pick it up,
Yeah,
bring it out.
because they
Oh,
arrived
shit.
the day after we left, so a guy had flown with these cables and
Cables, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Like-
the snow machines don't even work.
yeah, only
Like
one
that
worked.
one worked half, and the other one didn't even work, and then the third one didn't work.
So that
Every
red
time.
portion on top of it there, is that the
Well,
jet?
because it started to rain when we got on
Oh.
stage, so we were worried about it getting, because it actually died after that. I think it probably got water damage because it's all circuitry inside, so we're trying to protect it from the rain.
Is she naked?
She
She's
is. She
naked.
has-
Very
Little-
naked and covered in paint.
Yeah.
I would say the snow is one of the most amazing parts of the set. The
Yeah.
snow music is just like.
Yeah.
It is.
Such a
Yeah.
It's
party.
just. It's amazing what like certain elements of performanceship, just little
Yeah.
pieces of an act,
Yeah.
can make it a total gem of an
And
experience.
the ski goggles too.
Love it.
Everyone
Yeah.
throws their ski goggles up and it's just like
Yeah.
blasted in the
And
face.
The first time we played as SkiiTour, like, we really wanted to make a big impression because it was our first good Thursday afternoon slot, so we made it into Après Ski Party with bought the first snow machine, and like wore retro ski gear. It was like so hot that our computers melted, but we kept like fully padded onesies on, like we were sweating. It was 40 degrees. And then the next weekend we played in Victoria, and it was like kind of our first show on the road out of Whistler, and then everyone had shown up in goggles and ski gear, and we had the snow machine, and after that it's just been a thing. Like,
Oh, so it was kind of like a symbiotic like push to do it from the crowd as well.
yeah, like we
weren't too sure what was going to happen.
didn't know what would happen
We were
in
just like-
Victoria, and we were like, we'll just get decked out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sweet.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I'm excited. What is there like a festival that you guys really want to play that you have your sights on, that like your dream kind of? I mean, I know Shambhala was probably that for you for a
Yeah,
while, right?
that was.
But
We really wanted to play at What the Festival, and we got there. They were like on the stage when we were performing,
yeah,
and then when we got off, they were like, "Yeah, we were like, oh, was it that? It was that night. We were talking. We were like talking to these guys, and they're like, we really want you guys to come to our festival." We're like, "Oh, sweet." We're like, "Oh yeah, we'd love to." And he's like, "Yeah, it's What the Festival." And we're like, "Oh, yes."
No way.
That was like such a sweet moment.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn," because I've been looking at that festival for a couple of years, and it just looks so much fun.
How big is it?
Like, it's hard to say. 5,000.
5,000 or 6,000?
It's sold out this year, and it's more of it. It's kind of weird because it's a daytime festival. The daytime part is huge of it.
Oh, okay.
Because everything shuts down there, kind of national forest.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
big stage is fire from like 7 to midnight, and then
Yeah, we experienced that at Lightning in a Bottle. We went down there 2013.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at the lineup and just being blown away. I was super excited. And it was only like the 2 weeks before the festival that we looked at the schedules. And I was like, what the fuck? The main stage is shut off at midnight.
Yeah.
Everything shuts down at 12.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't know that there was Renegade stages or anything. I thought there was just like
Yeah,
party
shut
off
it down.
12. I was actually really impressed with what it did. For some reason, like 9:30 to midnight was such a powerhouse couple hours. Like everybody that was in attendance at that festival was at main stage for those big acts.
Yeah.
And like at Shambhala, it's like the music never stops. So that thins it out a little because people sometimes miss the main acts and they're like, whatever, I can go to
Yeah, go
6
see
in the morning
something
and
else.
just go dig in. But this thing, like that, especially 11
Really
to 12.
concentrates the party hours.
Yeah,
there,
it made it so. It was probably the biggest field crowd I've ever been in,
cool.
and that was the Lightning stage, the main stage. PK Sound went down and did it that year, and there was like 30 some odd bins at the front, and then like halfway back in the field there was another line array and another set of bins
Whoa.
to project for the distance that it was going to need.
Sweet.
It was cool. I'd love to make it back there, especially they just released the lineup a couple days ago
Yeah, I
for
saw
Lightning in a
that.
Bottle, and it's wonderful.
Librarians playing
Yeah.
and funk hunters.
Yeah, and Closey and Polish Ambassador and
There's just too many. There's too many. Like,
I'd like to play that and Coachella and Glastonbury. Just headline.
Did you guys know that Coachella does this? Like Coachella is 2 Coachellas every year.
Yeah.
Like 2 weekends?
Yeah, they do 2 weekends with the same lineup.
Yeah.
So that because the land
there's too
can't.
many people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just
Fun.
do the same thing
Yeah,
over again.
It's a good
My
idea.
mom has a little. She was wintering down there for a while, like had like a mobile home pad. She's like, yeah, there's a festival that goes on just down the road. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's Coachella. Yeah, I was like, Coachella. She's like, yeah, that's 10 minutes from my place. I was like, what?
Coming to stay, Mom.
Yeah, it's
I'm
gotten
coming
big.
over.
Yeah.
It's a big deal
Bring
now.
all my friends. So what in all of this crazy adventure that has now accumulated into the phenomenon that is SkiiTour, what's been your biggest challenge?
Writing music. Yeah.
Writing music?
Always learning
Yeah,
music.
it's tough,
Yeah.
man. The learning curve.
Hanging out with Slink, and then he plays his music, and you're like, damn it. It's so good. He's like, yeah. He's awesome.
I don't think that ever stops.
We had that Fort Knox asked us to do a remix, like I think April last year, that we worked on one track for 3 months. And like, this is shit.
No, it wasn't even 3 months. It was like, it just was going nowhere, and then we I was like, oh, I really don't want to tell Steve. And I was like, look, we're not really feeling this one. He's like, that's all right. Just, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. He's like, try this one. I was like, oh, yeah, I like this one. And it was like, a couple of weeks later, it's like, no, it's not working. It's like, damn it. And then we tried to we did some of the stuff, then came back to it. It's like, yeah, this is all right. It's like a couple of sessions later, it's like, no,
No, man.
It's
this is not right.
It's all experimentation,
Yeah,
right? And like, there's
it
always going to
is.
be someone who's been doing it for a year or 5 years or 20 years longer than you have. And
Yeah.
you're, even if you spend 3 or 4 months perfecting something and you're just so stoked on it, then you hear something someone else has put out, and you're like, why am I
Yeah.
even trying? Like, I shouldn't even be here.
But the third one we have done and finished now,
Finished
which is
this
good.
week.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty good. Done
Sent
and
it off.
dusted.
He's playing it tonight.
No, because oh yes,
Yes,
actually
yeah,
yeah, we are. Yeah,
Yay.
Sweet.
yeah, we will.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, I'm so
Excited to
excited.
get back in
I'm
there.
so excited.
But you guys are coming out tonight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sweet.
You guys are my first show going out this whole year without a camera in my hand. and this
well,
one too. So
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
it's a
thing.
very good thing. Well, I
But
mean,
photos are sweet.
yeah, but still, we just have to come have fun. And
yeah,
as
fair
soon as I
enough.
heard that you guys were
Yeah.
playing, I'm like, we're going. Like, I don't care what else is happening. We're going.
And Marten
So,
Horger.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
Funkanomics.
Funkanomics.
Yeah. I don't know who's playing before, but like that lineup is nuts as
Yeah.
it is. I really wanted to get Red in here to
Oh, yeah.
plug the 4th year anniversary of WolfCastle.
Yeah.
Because Kali knew him from years before I knew her, and she spoke really highly of him. And I think it was at Republic. It was for a Long Walk show, and we went in and got to meet him. And I think that was when we talked about, like we were the ones that did the upstairs stage at Republic for the time that you guys were there. And that was when we started working with Rhett, and then we got in, played 10 a bunch of times. It's
Nice.
been wonderful, and he's so down to earth. He's just such a genuine guy. You can tell he came from that era where it was about the community, it was about the music.
Yeah.
He just loves it. He just recently, I felt bad for him because he had a sling on, like I don't know if he broke his arm or something,
Yeah.
but he played his anniversary set, something like 15-year anniversary set of DJing, and he played for 3 hours. And he decided to like start with music that he played 15 years ago and like progress up towards modern tracks.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was really cool. But I remember the night of, he was like, I might need to get somebody to take over like maybe that first hour because his arm was just really bothering him. But yeah, I'm stoked to see him tonight.
Yeah, we're stoked to see those
back up.
Germans too. Like we actually stayed at Marten Horger's house in Germany
Oh, really?
a year and a bit, 2
2 years ago. Oh.
It was a year ago, October.
Yeah.
We did a tour over there, and yeah, he's such a gentleman. I love that guy.
Gentleman.
Yeah.
Yes, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy.
Well, want to wrap it up and
Yeah.
get to
Feed
some
the
eats?
ski tour.
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom real bad. I don't want to bail on this. It was
Just let it go, man.
fucking dashing
Don't be
to
that-
have you guys.
Yes.
He's that guy that always pees on his podcast,
Who?
Joe Rogan.
He pees
Joe?
on his
On
podcast.
no, there's this one guy that comes in on the Joe Rogan's podcast, and they always
Oh,
bust him. Yeah, Duncan. Yeah, having the small bladder.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's so much fun. Yeah.
Actually, I was listening to his latest one today while I was at work. He had Emil Amos, like one of his old friends. He's a musician. And it was kind of funny. Like, Duncan's been slipping on his editing. He hasn't been putting a lot of effort into making sure, like, the edits are crisp. And, like, there was one part where at the end when he was doing his outro, he like, fumbled his word and then he was like, fuck. And then, like, that pause and then start over and then, like, jumbled it again. And then it gets to the end and I'm waiting for it to roll over to the next podcast. And I'm like, it's just blank space. And I look at it and there's, like, 29 minutes of blank space. Fuck.
Good
Must be
job.
hitting the edibles hard.
Good job. Goodness. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having us on
Yeah,
the show.
seriously, such an honor. Like, whoa.
Our first video podcast.
Oh, I'm gonna rock out so hard.
Sweet.
I'm so stoked. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty excited too.
Yeah.
Signing off.
All right, see you later, everybody.